Hey there, Conscious Casey here, welcome back. Hey, I did a public storytelling event over the weekend, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm alone. All I ever loved is gone. It's my fault. It wasn't intentional. I just lost my way. The unimportant things moved to the top of my priority list. And the most important, I mistakenly assumed would always be there for me. How can I go on? I haven't seen the sun in over 40 days. It took 20 days for the felt sense of terror and dread to subside. Then, out of nowhere, a whisper of hope. Oh God, just take me or help me. If I can just do the right things, maybe I can get them back. Maybe I can get back to some sort of life. Maybe I can make it through somehow. And maybe I will see them one day. Maybe it's not all lost forever. I step out the door and the sun hits my face. I breathe in fresh air. I'm bursting with gratitude in every little thing. I lived in some sort of a fishbowl for 45 days, where the walls were white and brick and the only windows were mirrors so I could look at myself and hate myself on a daily basis. I deserved it, although I didn't think so at the time. Over time, before this, I had become some sort of creature. That's what happens when all the love and purpose has been drained out of your body. Love and purpose are the substance of life, and I had none left. What replaced it was pain, shame, guilt, blame, regret, anger, and self-loathing. When you burn your whole world to the ground, it actually becomes fertile soil to grow with, I discovered later on. And I had an open plot of land to sow and grow whatever I wanted. I remembered on the slide down to the underworld what I admired in other people, what I tried to mimic and force myself to be. Calm, wise, strong, capable, patient, compassionate, a man with integrity. Not tossed around by vice and emotion. This is who I will become. I made two decisions. One, I would no longer be dependent on substances, processes, and people to be okay with myself. And number two, my inside world would no longer be disturbed by the outside world. I unknowingly had started on my quest for the path home. I listened to gurus and motivational speakers, mindset coaches, yogis, and preachers. They were my mentors and friends that helped me along the way. The gurus taught me meditation, how to watch my thoughts, how to observe my breath, how to be in the world but not of it. They gave me perspective about life, what was unmoving and what was temporal, how to rest and reside in the eternal and observe the impermanent nature of things. I learned that there will be pain in this life, but it does not have to lead to suffering. The motivational speakers taught me to keep going even though I was barely putting one foot in front of the other, waking up each morning in misery and panic. They helped me come out from underneath the covers each day, especially when it was hard and lonely. They repeated how I was the only one who could change my life. I was responsible for myself, and no one is coming to save me. to take pain like a vitamin every day and move forward. The mindset coaches taught me how to rid myself of negative thinking, ruminating about the past, how to bend my reality by using my imagination. Faith, purpose, gratitude, and actions are what they taught me. That it's possible to have the life you want if you change your limiting beliefs about who you are. The yogis. The yogis. They taught me many things. How to move my body, how to stand on my head, how to breathe in every situation, turning my focus away from the outside world and begin on the journey inward, how energy moves and the cultivation of it, how renunciation of pleasure and instant gratification gives me back control of my life. They also taught me reverence and sacredness. Some things that were elusive to me growing up. The preachers reminded me of the love within and the love without, and also about the micro and macro seasons of life. I watched videos, I read books, I went to classes and thousands of group meetings, soaking up all the wisdom that I could. Some videos I watched 100 times. Some books I read cover to cover, over and over and over, taking notes, studying, and putting what I learned into practice on a daily basis. I paused to cry. I paused to rest. I paused to grieve. Grieving my old life and crying in tears of joy for this new life I had found. I journaled my current state. I inventoried where I had been and where I am now. I found patterns of behavior and thought in the pages I wrote. I was determined to rid myself of hurt and pain and resentment and lust and greed and gluttony. Be good, do good. That was my motto. I was a good boy now. I went to therapy and uncovered my soul one session at a time for many, many months. I was blessed with the most amazing angel to listen, guide, and walk me through my pain. She helped me unload decades of hurt and struggle, and I am forever grateful to her, Jessica. Each level of understanding brought tears of grief for not finding it earlier, then tears of joy and gratitude for the place I had been brought to. New life and energy flowed inside of me like I had never felt before. The world looked different. I continued to lean into the uncomfortable, stretching and growing and learning. I went through long periods of opening up these wounds and then letting them heal and scab over, then opening them back up and healing them, making sure that the work was done. I had a lot of support along the way, and I'm sure there are some of you here and watching that have been with me the entire time, and I thank you for that. I couldn't have done it without your love and smiles and encouragement, hugs, and friendship. And I've met the most amazing people right here in my hometown. One big thing I discovered during this was that this new person I was becoming was actually just back to default Casey. At some point, I abandoned myself for the sake of safety and being accepted. I splintered myself into being whoever you wanted me to be. The person I am today is the original me. Before the loneliness, before the trauma, before the hunger for love and connection started. I'm okay with myself, by myself for the first time. And my entire time of life that I went through was to show me the contrast between rich and poor, joy and misery, bonded connections and severe loneliness. I've crawled my way out of the depths of hell multiple times to know that it is possible. No matter how lost, no matter how hurt, no matter how betrayed, or what the nightmare you're living in, angry or lonely as things are, there is always a way. It is in our DNA to overcome, to expand, to evolve, to grow, and to become. I'm grateful for the journey, and I found what I was looking for. I continue on. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.